Oh, good. My webcam is working again. And there's still talk about people in downtown LA wanting to build Farmers Field. Me personally, I'd rather have Angel City built downtown, but sadly that won't happen. And not because the city of Angels is mainly a city full of sinners. I believe that Farmers Field should be built, but not for the NFL, of course, but for UCLA and USC instead, plus some other events non-NFL related also. So, another great thinking outside the box idea coming up. And the news keeps saying NFL only. No. Fuck having the NFL return to LA. Wish the NFL would get it to their thick fucking skulls. I said it before and till eternity. I was born in LA and still say that LA don't fucking deserve another NFL team. Wish the NFL would know the meaning of deserve and don't deserve, but they love not to. Besides, board games can be had with the college teams anyway. But before someone brings up they already got stadiums, the Rose Bowl and the Coliseum are both almost 90 years old. And you know how today's America believes. Everybody's got to have brand new. UCLA players, coaches, and fans can have a shorter travel from Westwood to downtown LA. Just in case nobody knew, UCLA College is not in Pasadena. The Rose Bowl is. And plus, UCLA needs something great that will make someone want to come play for the Bruins. Sure as hell ain't one of the worst, if not overall worst helmets in college football. And the students at USC can take buses to downtown for Farmers Field. Yeah, I bet all the Coliseum apologists are now saying, duh, USC don't need a new stadium. They got the great Coliseum. First of all, fuck that decrepit played out piece of shit Coliseum and the Coliseum cartel. If I had one sports fantasy, it would be for me to see the Coliseum and maybe the sports arena get the wrecking ball. Along with Donald Sterling, the Coliseum cartel, and all the coward hit and run drivers and dumbass gang members who kill people for not being in a game by asking them where you're from garbage tied to those places inside. Coliseum apologists are wondering, duh, why do you hate the Coliseum so much? Well, it's the main reason that the Raiders and Rams left that dump. Heck, even USC threatened to leave for the Rose Bowl. They don't really care for the Rams. They can either retire the weak Rams name or stay in St. Louis. Or maybe even move to San Antonio. The Coliseum cartel broke their promise. Well, everybody breaks their promises to renovate the Coliseum so the Raiders can stay in LA. And because LA didn't get that one NFC expansion team in the late 90s, the Coliseum cartel stuck their nose where it didn't belong and sabotaged everything. And the Coliseum apologists will also say, duh, the Coliseum has lots of history. It's a great stadium. Hey, Yankee Stadium has lots of history too. Even that got the wrecking ball. If Yankee Stadium could get the wrecking ball, any stadium can. Nobody wants to attend NFL games in the hood. Why is that so hard to understand? And I've written down some events that can happen at Farmers Field. So far, it can be up to 26. Not every year though. And it's better than having it for some transplanted NFL team. SoCal NFL fans won't support and sell out constantly unless they win the Super Bowl every single year. Message. Okay. And here is the list of games that could be had at Farmers Field. Starting off with 6 or 7 home games for USC, 6 or 7 home games for UCLA. And when you play each other, have the stadium split. Both wear colored jerseys. One side USC, other side UCLA. Have something special to go with it. Like Oklahoma and Texas with the fair. Georgia, Florida with the world's biggest cocktail party. one NFL scouting combine. I don't know how many days that lasts, but in case if they want to change the scenery and if they're tired of inbrediana. A lot of people from that state act like their parents or siblings. That's why I call them that. Besides, they say that about other states too. 1. CFI high school football tournaments is done at other stadiums. 2 or 3. Possible college bowl games. Here are the games. Pac-12 championship game, like the Pac-12 championship be having at Staples with hoops. Teams playing that game in one team's home like a regular season game looks dull. I mean, New Mile High Stadium or University of Phoenix Stadium would be the other options. I despise hot weather. Okay. Oh yeah, although Colorado has no business being in a Pac-10. But that's a whole nother topic for another time. Also, they could do a playoff or a minuscule bowl game. About mother bleeping time, the NCAA joined the 21st century and added a playoff. Too late for my blood. Farmers Field Bowl, of course. I believe that there are way too many bowl games as is. I mean, if I ran college football, teams can have no worse than an 8-4 record to deserve a bowl game. Just like with college hoops, I believe you gotta win at least 20 games to deserve an NCAA tournament spot. If you can't win 20, then straight to the NIT for you. 1. Played out Pro Bowl. Even though the NFL should get rid of it. Only reason players care about being named to the Pro Bowl is because of the free trip to Hawaii. This mask is starting to be a nuisance. I mean, all I remember about any Pro Bowl I watched was in 1983. And I was in 3rd grade then. That's so ancient history. When Joe Theismann got sacked in the end zone by Art Still, safety, early in the game. NFC still won. Also, 1 or 2 new events for X Games after the author deal ends, but only if the economy in SoCal gets better. Big fat if. One, NBA All-Star Game. Have the other events at Staples. All-Star Game in the Dome because of the attendance of one All-Star Game at Dallas in Cowboy Stadium a few years ago and the extra stars in the league. Now, it could work, especially when there's dome stadiums, you know, in New Orleans, Atlanta, Houston, and Indiana that can host an All-Star Game. Yes, I know the All-Star Game happened in LA twice. Yeah, it was dumb to put a second All-Star Game in LA again too soon. 1. Super Bowl. But the NFL must waive that dumb rule of, oh, there's got to be a team in a city that could host the Super Bowl. I mean, Palo Alto doesn't have an NFL team, and they hosted one nearly 30 years ago. The Rose Bowl didn't have an NFL team, and it hosted the last 4 Super Bowls in SoCal. And the Pro Bowl is mostly in Hawaii. Why are there different rules for the Pro Bowl and Super Bowl locations? I don't want to say it. I'm falling apart here, it sucks. Okay, 1 or 2 possible soccer matches, except USA versus Mexico. Why accept this matchup? Well, because Mexico fans don't know how to act right. Look how they acted at SoCal during the World Cup this year, when they won, and when they lost. And I heard some disturbing acts they done towards the U.S., acting like Frisco sports fans and Laker fans. That's not a compliment, by the way. Chanting Osama at the U.S. last decade, throwing blood and urine bombs also. and they wonder why Americans want their kind out of this country. And they act like being in the USA is the same thing as winning a World Cup. If you want to act like you won the World Cup, beat Brazil, Argentina, Germany, England. Compare the main reason why the no-cal NFL teams things messing up on me. Compare that reason to why the no-cal NFL teams no longer play each other in preseason and can't share Levi's Stadium. They can't act right towards each other. Also, maybe a Pope visit. One of those special days. Maybe a WrestleMania. So there you have it, people. About 23 to 26 events or more a year. Not every year, though. If somebody is just as creative as I am, there could be more events than that. All of that without an unneeded team in the NFL. SoCal got too many sports teams as is. It should be about bleeping time that someone who needed a stadium actually got one. Alright, a new thinking outside the box idea, new stadium for college teams, and new jobs. Drivers for the buses that takes the fans or alumni from the campuses to Farmers Field and vice versa. Hopefully the people who are actually born in SoCal gets first dibs on those jobs. Same thing goes with the native borns in this region of SoCal who happen to be war veterans. Complete opposite of what businesses out in SoCal love to do. Have the transplants or illegals who act like there's no other area in this country to move to, getting the first dibs on the positions and leave the native born SoCal out in the cold, even when they're equally or more qualified. This is Braun Romantic with another idea that should be taken in consideration, but most likely won't happen because it makes good sense. Also, fools love to be defiant and incompetent and having egg on their face and being told, I told you so. And I'm the kind of person that will say I told you so. In the future, I'll finally do a video telling you why LA don't deserve another NFL team. I already gave one reason why in this video. P.S. Maybe USC and UCLA can kick in $300 or $400 million to help build Farmers Field. And that's it, I'm tired. Gotta hit the hay.